Hey everyone, it's Libby from Maighstirtarot. Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people, the traditional custodians of the land on which these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Entertainment only, sometimes entertaining, sometimes just for legal reasons. Okay, as been promised for forever, I'm going to have a look at the European Union elections, the EU elections. So these are being held. If I'm looking this way, this is because this is where my copious amounts of notes are. Should have been a doctor looking at the scroll on the pages there. European elections are held between the 6th and the 9th of June. So what are we looking at? Another 2 months, just over 2 months, to elect the European Union Parliament. So it's a bit like if I'm trying to put it in a way that people in the US and Australia, etc., can understand. It's all different countries have joined the EU to form a bloc. It's almost like all the countries in Africa forming an African bloc. But on a more lower level, it's a bit like with Australia, with our states and our territories forming a federation of Australia. So Australia actually is a federation of states where we work together. Each state has its own government, but there's an overarching government. It's very much like the US with their United States of America. It is each state has its government, and then there is an overarching federal government. The federal government is responsible for some things. The state governments are responsible for some other things, and then on the level down, we have local councils. I think in the US you have municipalities. You know what I mean? The word that I can see in my mind, but I can't get my tongue around it at the moment. Uh, yeah, I was going to say similar to the UK with Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales, and England. And then you have your counties, which are your local areas. So I just want to have a look at how the elections are going to go, because what we've got is that we've got a centre left party. If I look at my notes, it's the European People's Party, centre left. They're trying to appeal to the ECR, which is centre right, the European People's Party, the EPP. They're trying to appeal to the ECR, which is the even further right, to form a coalition bloc. We've got the centre left groups who in the past have formed government with the centre right to keep it all in balance, but we've got the rise of the right and the far right. The Christian Democrats. Yeah, we know what the Christian Democrats are. They really should be called the Evangelical Patriarchal Society, but anyhow, we'll stay out of that. So there's 705 members in the EU Parliament. There's 10, I believe, recognised parties, 2 unrecognised parties, and anybody who doesn't belong to one of those parties is considered an independent. The members are called MEPs, members of the European Parliament. 705. The voting is dependent on the country. Some have 18 as the cut-off age, some have 21. Some countries are compulsory, some countries are non-compulsory. Oh, but please, 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 European citizens, please, please, please get out and vote. The problem is the far right, they know how to appeal with their patriarchal declarations and anti-immigrant fear-mongering, etc. However, they are pretty much Putin-type supporters. Speaking of Putin-type supporters, Trump came out the other day and said that he's wanting fair elections just like Putin had. Really? Okay. Right, the world is watching. The world is watching, but this is the ending of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. let's see what this new cycle's going to bring. I'm using my Gilded Tarot Royale. So show me, is there going to be a rise of the right? May not be. You've got the truth moving forward out of troubled waters here. The truth, wisdom, the feminine wisdom as well. So let's have a look. How is, I'm going to ask, how is the right party's going to go, and then I'm going to have a look at the left parties, centrist left, so centrist left and progressive left. But let's have a look. So I'm going to have a look at the right parties. The European People's Party, backed by the Christian Democrats, trying to woo the ECR party to create a broad centre-right, far-right bloc. How are they going to go? How are they going to go? How are these right parties going to go? How are these centre-right, far-right parties going to go in the European Union Parliament elections coming up in June? The card flung out there. How are they going to do that? Right. Oh, not surprised, but not happy. First card out. The Abuse of Power card. Ick, ick, ick. I'll just click on this to see if I get my light a little bit better. The abuse of power, the win at all cost. This is the energies of the centre right, far right, literally stealing, don't care who they trample over in their path, win at any cost. They will do anything to win. They will say anything to win. Oh, it's not their true intentions though. Ugh, yick. However, challenged by having to defend themselves. The light has been shone on them, and they are going to have to defend themselves about the messaging that's coming at them. It's almost like they've got one policy, and that's fear of immigration or something along those lines, but there's a lot coming at them. Okay, let's see where this goes. Something completely out of left field being brought forward by a youthful figure is the foundation. Okay, let's see where this goes. Oh, I'm drawn to the butterfly in the background here. I don't know if you can see the butterfly. Butterflies are symbols of transformation. They're in between these two. There's a couple of butterflies here actually, and they're in between these two swordfish. Now, swordfish in reality, we think they're big, but they're tiny, and they are one of the first victims of climate change and pollution, etc. So there might be something here that a youthful orator or the youth are bringing forward that is unexpected in the past. Yeah, insecurity, but secrets about money, trying to hang on to their money. Yeah, there's money secrets here. Who are they backing? Who is backing? Crowning this reading. Families are doing it tough, but I think families are going to find themselves entrapped by the messaging that this right, far right are putting out. They might find themselves drawn to it initially, but when reality hits, it's really uncomfortable. Now, I didn't look to see how often the elections are, but this is the first election since Brexit. So they're not held very often. So it's not going to be easy to change if they get in. They'll be in there for a while. Actually, I might pause you and have a look to see. Hang on. Elections are held every 5 years. So goodness me, was Brexit that not long ago? Okay. So we've got here being entrapped by the messaging. Okay, families, let's see where this goes. Oh, restriction, self-imposed restriction. How is this far right going to go in the elections? Might be the truth coming out that restricts them. Let's see. Oh, externally, yeah. Chained to this devil energy, power, greed, addiction. Might this unexpected, however, it's right next to this unexpected coming forward. So there might be some information that's brought forward in regards to those in these particular parties about who their masters are. And here they are having internally surrendering, finding their back up against the wall in regards to the messaging and having to surrender. There might be something that comes out about connections to Putin. Let's see where this goes. For those in this part of the world, let me know, because here we have in retreat, finding themselves. This side is where they're here and now. This side and the past. This side is the future going forward. They might find themselves restricted by some truths that come out due to having to surrender with their messaging that has been to this devil energy, and finding themselves in retreat. This is the future going forward. Disappointment in the outcome. Oh, thank goodness. Had me a bit anxious there. So I'm talking about the centre right, far right. Disappointed in the outcome. It might be the messaging that comes out from this far right, the ECR party, is a step too far for the EPP and the Christian Democrats. Well, there's something there. There's three spilt. So we're looking at the S&D party on the left and the Renew group, centre left, that have been keeping them in check. We've then got the PES, the European Socialist, the Progressive left. There's disappointment. 3 cups spilled, 2 remaining. So it may be that the S&D, the Renew group, and the PES form a block that prevents the EPP and the Christian Democrats, because there's only 2 over here. There might be a falling out between thieves, basically, on the right, far right. There might be the 3 parties that form a block to prevent them from coming into succession. An end of a cycle for them. And then we've got investigation of the snake in the path. And they're going to have to do some serious introspection because they got tripped up by this snake in the path here. Yeah, karma is going to come and bite them on the backside. And then we have the infighting. The infighting, crossroads is here, and then a new beginning. Now, I'm not saying this is for them. I'm saying the infighting. So they may form this devilish alliance, but then find themselves having a falling out. Or they may just simply not get in the first place. On the foundation, there's a lot of anxiety in regards to these elections. Take someone to vote with you. The feminine energy lifting up. And then we've got the feminine energy with the Chariot card. It's only moving slowly forward, but it is an immovable force moving forward. That didn't really make sense. That it's a powerful, it's almost like a steamroller. Can't stop it. Steamroller moving forward with the independent women demanding their rights through the voting for their safety, protection, security, their future. Okay, right. I don't mind that for the centre right, far right. Doesn't look good for them. It may appear that they're going to win. What I'm really getting is they've made some poor choices. They've made some poor choices that the women and the youth do not like. And they often underestimate, it's just like in the US, in Australia as well, they underestimate the female and youth vote. Okay, let's have a look. How are the centre-left going to go in the European election? The European elections, centre-left. There's a really good shuffle and a clean. How are the centre-left, the left centre-left going to go in the European elections? Get these cards a good clean. Now are the centre-left left? There's a lot of anxiety about this, and there's money, oligarchical money behind the scenes. So again, if it's not compulsory to vote in your country, please, 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 and the oligarchical money, they know that they are reaching an ending. This is about, it's not just tower moment, it's breaking down of the old structures so that you can be rebuilt, new and better. So this is a structure built on unstable ground, that's built on false promises, that's built on, it's very much, Reagan trickle-down economics, give tax breaks to the uber billionaires. The uber billionaires, they still pay their workers, $15, an unlivable wage for modern day slavery. But it's an ending, and they can see it's an ending, and that's why there's so much money behind. So we're going through behind this far right era, but it's done its day. It's done its day, but because we are going through a transition period, and transitions are really uncomfortable, it's going to get worse before it gets better, as those that have benefited from the last 2,000 years of patriarchal, wealthy power and authority desperately try to cling on. Okay, let's have a look. How is the left? So we're looking at the PES, the Progressive Left, the European Socialists, combining with who else have I got? S&D and the Renew Group. Hopefully I've got those right. Let me know how they are going to go in the EU elections. Come on down, let's have a look. Oh, I'm almost nervous. Yeah, love it. Love it. The Six of Swords. The feminine logic, wisdom, truth, knowledge, moving out of the troubled waters into calmer territory. It's not an easy path. It's almost like it sneaks in by moving on from the swamp into the calmer waters, coming into harbour under the clouded light of the moon. So it's almost like it sneaks in unexpectedly. I do like that card though. Challenge is the restriction. Oh, the restriction of the feminine. The challenge is women feeling like they are being restricted. It's almost like they're watching what's going on in the US and said, no, we're not going to have any of that. No, thank you. Foundation, we've got the government, the EU government here. In the past, slow, steady progress forward, improved lives, believe it or not. I mean, you only have to look back to the 1950s to see how life has improved. Out of sight, improved. Problem is, people look at their own little patch and look at last week. They don't look at 10 years, 20 years, 30, 40 years ago. Slow and steady progress forward. Can also be, in the past, the mercenary actions of the moneyed, crowning this reading. I love this. Compared to when I was reading about the right, I love this. The only difficult card is the challenge card, and that is the challenge, is the truth of the restriction. So we've got the government, we've got the sun, positive joy, illumination, seeing the light, immediate future, new start, absolutely. Powerful, protective, new start in hope and healing. Oh, I do like these cards. Here is this out of left field, something externally. The surprise coming out of left field. Internally, it is a really important decision that needs to be made that will be dictating the next 5 years of the European conglomerate, the European bloc. It is a difficult decision. The blindfold needs to be taken off and look truthfully at which path forward. Really harsh honesty, brutal truth, absolutely. But it's also, again, with the moon energy, it's the feminine. It is the women that will be deciding this, and the men that support the women. It's really important that the blindfold is taken off. Hopes and fears. Again, we've got new boundaries being set up, and I'm not talking physical boundaries. I'm talking about legislation here, restrictive legislation. It's a fear. Absolutely. The outcome. Okay, 7 of Swords. Sneaking out of camp. The outcome. The right might try and steal this. I might have a little bit, this is going to be a long reading, I do apologise about this. I'm wondering whether there's going to be claims of election stealing and stuff, and the right is going to try and steal the election, going to The Hague or something, because of dark money behind the scenes. But we have the best of democracy, the best of hope and healing. Again, it's 3, so it might be those 3 right parties, the best of hope and healing, and a bringing forth of an opportunity to dream big and work hard to bring it to fruition. Powerful orator, bringing forth an ending and a new beginning. Absolutely, because it is women bringing this forth. They're keeping quiet about how they're potentially going to vote, but it is women bringing this forth and exposing the lies and the secrets that have been tried to be kept hidden with this sort of truth, because we've got the oligarchical money and the win at any cost, but we've also got moving forward slowly, steadily. Do not underestimate the power of the feminine, power of the independent feminine. Ooh-wee! We've got a lot of headlines here. Headlines, the King of Wands. This is my Zelensky Navalny type energy. Women celebrating. And it is the fall of the patriarchal. When I say masculine, I'm not talking men. I'm talking masculine energy, which is an aggressive external energy, not a nurturing energy. The end of the masculine. They have this that they can create. This is about manifesting their own future, the plan coming to fruition, peace and balance. And I think this devil energy is on full view. Okay. Okay. Right, well, I want to have a look. That being said, get my cards all up the right way, because that outcome was a bit, the attempt to steal, I want to have a look. Is the European election, now I wouldn't know where these court cases would go to. Would it go to The Hague? Are the right, are the right in the European election, are the Conservative right going to challenge the election? Yeah, women, harsh truth. I think they might. Are the right going to challenge the election result because they don't like it? Harsh truth, justice. I don't know that they'll be successful. Let's have a look. Are the right, the Conservative parties, the Conservative bloc, well, first of all, they're two yes cards. We've got karma here and we've got justice. Are the Conservative, centre-right, far-right bloc parties going to challenge the election outcome? Are they going to challenge the election outcome? Cards are flying out everywhere. Are they going to challenge the election outcome? Right, well, I'm just going to bring you down. I might just do a 3, 2, 1. This is the first card out. What have we got then? So, again, independent women, knowing their own mind. We've got the movement forward, the forward movement of these independent women. Slow and steady progress forward, but also in the face of these moneyed mercenary actions. But it's also bringing forward a message of healing. Okay, we've got are they going to challenge them? King of Cups, actually, I'm going to do 4 across there. King of Cups, an emotionally mature masculine energy. Kings are externally doing, but this is that's my Biden administration card. It's my, it's just the knowledgeable mentor who is emotionally mature and stable. It's the Biden administration versus the MAGAs type energy. But we are talking about the European Union here. So I can't think of an example in the EU, but I'm sure some of my beautiful readers can come up with some. But it is the compassionate, benevolent king bringing forth a reasoned result peacefully. Okay, we've got the voters here, women voters moving forward, being paused. Okay, I'm going to say that's a challenge there. As they brought a cycle to a close, because they brought a cycle to a close. But it's also the voters stopping those who have strung themselves to karma and the money falls out of their pockets, ending of a cycle. So the voters are bringing an ending to those who basically are lining their own pockets. And we know who those are. We've got a simpler time. They want to go back to a simpler time where they worked together, not tearing apart. And we have here the feminine, the strength of the feminine, the compassionate, the community strength of community, this empathy for others. Well, my question was, is the right going to challenge it? But this is just really reinforcing the result of the election. It may be that the challenge is not in play. It depends how overwhelmingly they win, because here we've got the walking away from the three, emotionally walking away from the treasure chest, the oligarchals, the oligarchal, patriarchal devil energy. There is a message crossroads. There's a lot of heartbreak and loss and despair here, but we've got, again, the feminine coming together to bring down the ivory tower. I might have them just, oops, sorry, get my light right there. I'll just have one more. Just full illumination of the patriarchal. The get in the kitchen, not naked, barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen type demands. I've had a busy day. I want my wife to pour me a drink. Well, your wife's had a busy day too. How about you pour her a drink? Secrets being brought to the surface and exposed about this energy. Goodness me, just because the women are out at work too. They're working hard, and then they come back and they've still got to cook dinner and are expected to look after kids and clean houses. Just women are fed up with it. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, sorry. I want that card again. A volatile message is being brought to those about the restriction of women. And it is time. It is time. This is really interesting. So I just want to see, are they going to challenge it in court? Are the far right going to try and challenge the election result in court? And guess what turned out first up? There he is again. Oh, yeah. Challenged by balance, peace, moderation. Challenged by wanting peace, wanting balance, wanting yin and yang to be balanced. Healing, foundation. They're going to having to defend. I mean, the question was, is they going to challenge it in court? Try and challenge it in court. I think they might have to defend themselves. In the past, yeah, they're being sent a big, powerful message. It's going to bring about some infighting within the far right, because my question is the far right going to have are they going to challenge the result in court? But look at all these wands, all about messaging, and the devil, infighting, the devil having to defend themselves because they've been sent a big message, all challenged by balance, moderation, secrets brought to the surface and exposed, volatile message externally being brought forward, internally about trying to restrict. It is time. Look at the major arcana. You've got the patriarchal, the oligarchal money, the masculine here. It is a crossroads moment about what path you want to take forward, the progressive path into the light or the restrictive path into the dark. Power moment. I'm still not getting a clear answer in regards to this, but here we have, again, a new plan being brought forward with compassionate energy. It's my Zelensky type energy. And kings are externally doing, and the Star of Hope and Healing. I'm just getting the same cards over and over and over. We've got the dark money behind the scenes, the my way or the highway coming to an end. They are going to have to face a difficult decision because they're going to find themselves out in the cold. They made agreements to try and hang on to their insecure money power. But they're going to be walked away from by women. So I'm not getting an answer into whether they'll challenge it in court or not. Still not getting an answer, maybe because the result's not out there. But I do like those cards for, and also the circles of support with the three women. It could be the three parties coming together to create a new block. The S&D, the Renewed Group, and the PES, potentially. Let's see how it plays. It's not going to be easy. It may appear, it's just, I don't think you'll get a result on the night, put it that way. It's a bit like all the elections that are going on around the world at the moment. It's forcing coalitions of progressives, centre lefts, moderate lefts, far lefts, etc., to come together to form government, which is not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. The centre progressives are keeping the far lefts in check, but also the far lefts are dragging the centres along with them as well. So I don't think you're going to get a result on the night. Let's see how it plays. Those cards are good. I do like those cards. Catch you shortly.